In this video, we're going to be moving on to surface area of pyramids. So our essential question is, how do you find the surface area of a regular pyramid? Now, we're not going to be covering finding the surface area of all types of pyramids. There are many types of pyramids. The only ones we're going to focus on are the regular pyramids. So recall, a regular pyramid is a pyramid whose base is a regular polygon. Basically, all the sides of the base are going to be the same length. So we're talking about squares or equilateral triangles here, shapes that are all the same size on the base. So our regular pyramid is going to have some parts here. It's going to have one base, and then it's going to have what we call the lateral face, or the lateral face is one of the triangles that make up the sides of the pyramid. And a pyramid has something called a slant height, which is something that might be new to you. The slant height of a pyramid is the height of the triangle that is one of the lateral faces. So you'll see the slant height right here in this diagram is exactly what it says. It's a slanted height. So just to get a side view here, this would be the slant height of the pyramid. The actual height of the pyramid would be from the top vertex straight down to the base. That's not the height we're talking about. We're talking about the slant height, which is just the height of the triangle. And we need to know the height of those triangles, because when we go to find the areas of these faces, we're going to need to know the height of the triangle to find it. So we're going to use what's called the slant height, and we use a cursive L for the slant height so it doesn't look like a 1. So these are the pieces we're going to be looking at. And again, we're only going to be looking at regular pyramids. So our base is going to be a regular polygon. So to find the total surface area, this is basically what a pyramid is going to be composed of. If we're looking at its net, we're going to find the area of the base, and we use a big B or a capital B to denote the area of the base. So find the area of the base, whatever polygon it is, if it's a square or a triangle, find the area of that base. And then we're going to find the area of the triangle lateral faces. And then again, like we did with our prisms, is we're going to add them all together. So this particular pyramid has 4 identical triangles and the base. So really what we could do, we can kind of shortcut this when it comes to these lateral faces. All these lateral faces on a regular pyramid are going to be identical triangles. So if we find the area of one of them, then we can just multiply it by however many triangles there are. So take the area of one of the triangles times 4 here in this case, since there's 4 triangles, and then add the area of the base to it. So it's going to be a little bit shorter and quicker than we did with our prisms, because they're regular pyramids and all the triangles are going to be identical. So we can kind of shortcut the lateral faces here. So here, let's take a look at this pyramid. This is a regular pyramid, so all the sides of the base are equal length. So this side right here is also going to be 12 yards. So this is a 12 by 12 square, even though it doesn't really look square. This is a regular pyramid. So the area of our base is going to be a square, and to find the area of the base, we're going to take 12 times 12, which is 144 square yards. And then we're going to find the area of the lateral faces. Now again, our lateral faces here are these triangles, and these are going to be identical triangles. So really we only need to find the area of one of them, and then we'll just multiply it. So the base of the triangle is 12 yards. So we're going to do 1/2 base times height. So the base is 12, and the height, this is our slant height right here. This slanted height is 13.4 yards. So we're going to take that times 13.4. So here's our 1/2 base times height. And 1/2 base times height is going to give us 80.4 square yards. So now it's one of these triangles right here. This triangle right here is 80.4 square yards. And there are 4 of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and multiply this by 4 instead of finding all the other 3 individually. I know they're all going to be 80.4 square yards. So if I just take 80.4 times 4, that gives me 321.6 square yards for all of the lateral faces together. So that's all of this red area up here is all 321.6 square yards. And then we have our base. The square base down here is 144 square yards. So I take that and then I add that together with that, add them up to give me a total surface area of 465.6 square yards, and that's the surface area of my pyramid. So I add those two pieces together. Area of the base plus the area of the lateral faces is going to give me my total surface area. And I'm going to follow that procedure here again as well. So my base again is a square. So this is a 4 by 4 square. So the area of the base is 4 times 4, or 16 square inches. And then the area of my lateral faces are going to be these identical triangles here. So I've got a triangle here, which is a base of 4. So I have 1/2 times 4 times the slant height. Here's my slant height, 9 inches. So 1/2 times 4 times 9 is 18 square inches. And again, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Since we're wrapping that around a square, there's going to be 4 triangles, and 18 times 4 is 72 square inches. So that's the lateral face area, and that's the base area. And then I'm going to add those together to get my total surface area. And the surface area of this pyramid is going to be 88 square inches. That's the surface area of my pyramid. So again, pretty repetitive here. Let's take a look at this one. This one doesn't have a square base. So the area of my base is going to be the area of this triangle right here. And if you look carefully, it's already given to me. So this big B is saying the area of the base. So the area of this base right here is already given. So I don't actually have to do any calculations on that. The base is 111 square meters. So that's done for me, which is nice. And then the area of my lateral faces, my lateral triangles, I just have to find the area of this triangle right here, which has a base of 16 and a slant height of 20. So that's 1/2 base times height, 1/2, 16 times 20. And that's going to give me 160 square meters. And then to be careful here, this has a triangular base. So how many triangles do I have on the lateral faces? I only have 3. So I'm not going to multiply this by 4. I'm going to multiply it by 3, since there's only 3 triangles on the lateral faces. So 160 times 3 is 480 square meters. And again, I find the lateral face plus the area of the base. Take these two measurements, add them together to give me my total surface area of 591 square meters. So there's my surface area of that pyramid there. And then one last one. I got another triangular one here. A lot of measurements flying around here, so we kind of got to break this down a little bit. So the area of my base, this is the base, this triangle right here. And this triangle has a base of 12. So I have 1/2 times 12 times the height. So there's a lot of heights going around here, but this right here, that's the height of the triangle. The height of my triangle on my base is 10.4 meters. So 1/2 base times height gives me 62.4 square meters. So that's the area of my base. Now I need to do my lateral faces. Let me just clear this off here. So my lateral face, I'm going to use this triangle right here, which has a base of 12. So 1/2 times 12 times the slant height, this is my slant height, times 15. 1/2 times 12 times 15. 1/2 base times height gives me 90 square meters. And again, there are 1, 2, 3 of those triangles on the lateral faces. So 90 times 3 is 270 square meters. So there's my lateral area of the base. Talk to my friend Adam, add them up. We're going to add these two together to get a surface area of 332.4 square meters. And there's the surface area of my pyramid. So finding surface areas of pyramids, basically the exact same thing as finding surface area of a prism, but now we're only talking about regular pyramids, so we know all the lateral triangles are going to be identical. That kind of shortens our work up for us a little bit when finding surface area.